Hold on. Hold on. Let me change it. It doesn't like me for some reason. Now you can see me. How's everybody? How is everyone? It doesn't like that. I love that background, but it does not like me on it. I'm not sure why. Ooh, Lord, we don't want that. How's everybody? How is everyone? Running Gray Wolf, hello. Hello, Miss Eve. Can y'all hear me okay? I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. That other layout does not like me. It does not like me and my picture up there. I have no idea. I have to change it every time. You're okay? Well, today is feels like Sunday, but I know it is Saturday. But I don't know why it feels like a Sunday. How have y'all been? I'm watching the horses. That's what keeps distracting me. I'm looking out the window and they're trotting around the pasture. They just got fed, so I don't know what they're doing, but okay, good. Because when you don't come on StreamYard for a little bit, and you got to sync everything back, and you think everything is working how it's supposed to, and then it's not working how it's supposed to be, so you have to go in and fix stuff. So that's why I was making sure that you could hear me. We are going to talk Jezebel tonight. We're going to talk about Jezebel. I got my incense burning because we are talking about Jezebel. And I got a lot to say about Jezebel. We're going to watch her video, her interrogation, and you kind of get to see her mannerisms. Okay, Running Gray Wolf. You'll get to see her mannerisms, and she'll become as if you have not seen her before, she'll become as irritating to you as she was to me. In my opinion only. It's only in my opinion. But we're going to look at that. I have been watching a lot of Watt's videos. I've also been watching a lot of Shanann Facebook video. I mean, I've been just like probably binging them. And so I've got a little bit of a different insight as I had before. It's not changing as far as what I believe happened. I guess I'm just not seeing some of the stuff that they say about Shanann. I don't see it, and I've watched just about every Facebook video that she has. I agree with some of the stuff they're saying, but there's some stuff I really don't agree with. But everybody has their opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. I do think she was controlling, but there was a lot of. I mean, there's a few I have not seen yet that Megan's going to send me that she's told me about that I have not seen. I want to see those, but I'm probably through I'm through all of 2017, and I am working almost through, I think I've been through most of 2018 of her Facebook stuff, and I've seen some 2016 stuff also. So, my hair feels like. I've been watching a lot on Scott Peterson. He didn't get his little wish, did he? Is that the Scott you talking about with Lacey Peterson? Because there's two Scott Petersons, right? There's two. But the one, if you're the one, if you're talking about the one with Lacey Peterson, he didn't get what he wanted, did he? He did not. I think that's hilarious. He thinks he was slick and was going to get out. I think he even had his sister believing he was innocent. I think she believed he was innocent. Yeah, she was. She was organized, way organized. Shanann was. I don't see um a lot of the stuff that, I mean, when I say I don't see it, I don't see her. Um, I see Chris as he allowed a lot of that to happen. Not that the controlling part is right. Nobody should control anybody. It should not be that way. But he just kind of let the women in his life, I feel like, do him that way. I think he just let them do him that way. I don't know why the connection's good. I don't know why it's doing that. The colors went really light blue. Everything went really light. But yeah, I can still see y'all's stuff. That's so weird. Yeah. 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 I think that he allowed, I mean, he just allowed that. He just let it happen. Um and he never would really just take control of what he wanted. I mean, um and I don't think he wanted to be in all the videos. I don't think he liked that. However, um I mean, I don't think he liked the camera. I don't think he liked being in there, but that was a part of it, a part of what she done. Um, but I think he was okay with every once in a while, but I don't think he liked it all the time. I don't think Bella liked the camera. I think Cece did. Cece very much loved the camera, but I don't think Bella did. I don't think Bella liked it. Hi, Cher, my sister. How are you? How are you? Are you working today? Are you working today? Yeah, I think he just did not like the camera that much. And I get it. I would, in his defense, I wouldn't want that all the time, every day, all the time. I wouldn't want to always be on Facebook. But, if he didn't complain about the money, he didn't complain about the trips, he didn't complain about all the vacations. So, there's that. Did you see they had to move Chris because too many inmates want to? Mm-hmm. Because he's irritating as F. He's irritating. Yeah, they want to kill him. They want to uh, remove him. Because he was moved like from. Well, he was originally moved from Colorado to where? To. I can't remember. Starts with a W. And then was he moved then? After, has he been moved a second time? Because he is so bad. I mean, irritating. That's probably why. He's probably like he's probably trying to preach to him after what he did. You know what I mean? Open, yes, tonight and open and close tomorrow. Oh dang, you're gonna be all day, girlfriend. All day. Now why is that doing that? I don't know why StreamYard, share StreamYard is so aggravating. So everybody's names was lit up in dark blue, and now they're light blue and dark blue. And then they keep changing. I'm like, I don't know what the heck. It's really aggravating because I'm not doing anything but clicking on the names. But then when I go back, I don't know. But I did see there's a couple of videos I watched not too long ago. Well, I watched like 2 days ago. Um, and they were talking about how he's talking more, like in his book that his cellmate wrote. What was his name? What's his last name? Daniel. Let me find it. I got notes and everything. I always have to have notes and timestamps and crap. See if I can find it. Daniel, what's your name, Daniel? I also wanted to ask y'all because I can't remember because it's been like Dave Colin. That was his name. Dave Colin. He wrote a book apparently about Chris and as being his cellmate, and he said Chris told him stuff, and he wrote it in that book that he had help. Chris wrote he had help. So we're like, well, duh, that's something we've already not on your side. Yeah, I don't know what it's so weird. Oh, Running Gray Wolf is back. It's so weird. I don't know why it keeps. Let me tell you, StreamYard. If you don't have StreamYard, StreamYard can be weird. And like today was the first time I've been back on StreamYard. Like I've been setting lives up, but I haven't been like doing anything on StreamYard. And I had to do a survey before I could even go into my live that I had set up. So StreamYard is, and they ask the same questions. Do you like StreamYard? Would you recommend StreamYard? Are you going to keep using StreamYard? Well, yeah, because I pay for it. I mean, I'm going to keep using something I pay for. Jeez. So my other question was, and you can let me know, tell me in chat, did we go over how many counts that Chris was charged with, and did we talk about the babysitter? Did we talk about the babysitter? Yes, if we went over his counts, let me know, and we'll do that one first. Did we go over his count? Like how many counts he was charged with? Did we go over that? No. Okay. Did we talk about the babysitter? Did we talk about the babysitter? No. Okay, good. We'll start there before we look at the video because we're going to watch the video too. He had 9 total counts. He was charged with 9 total counts. So, and I didn't understand all of them. I'm like, I don't, that's kind of weird. But, and I got these off of Dr. Phil. So he was charged with 9 counts total. He was charged with 2 counts under the age of 12 while in the position of authority or trust. Very briefly. Okay. So he was charged with 2 counts under the age of 12 while in a position of trust. He was charged with 2 counts of that. He was charged with 1 count of unlawful termination of a baby or a pregnancy. He was charged with 3 counts of tampering with bodies. And he was charged with 3 counts of murder first degree after deliberation, which means he didn't think he planned it. Like he didn't, it wasn't a fight or an argument and he did it. He planned it. So that's how many counts he was charged with. 9 counts total. And that adds up to 5 life sentences, is my understanding. But what I wanted to say about the babysitter was when she did her interview with the police, she said she didn't know what kind of vehicle Chris left in. So when when it was time for him to leave, he told her, go take the girls and play with them so they don't see me leave because they'll get upset. So she didn't see how he left, and she never went in the garage, down in the garage, so she doesn't know if he took Shanann's vehicle. So she doesn't know who he left with or how he left. However, her mother came to get her at 10 o'clock, and Chris was not home yet. He was late. He was running late. So her mom sat out in the car. I don't know why she didn't go in, but she sat out in the car until Chris got there at 10:30. And she seen who Chris got in the vehicle with. It's awful funny that the recording of the daughter talking about the vehicle that her mother seen, the recording stopped recording what she said in the middle of the babysitter saying, well, my mom knows. And he's like, well, can you ask your mom? And so she was asking her mom, and it stopped recording. I'm like, okay, all right then. But the babysitter did say that they were to be put in bed at 6:30 or 7:30, but that Cece was asleep before they went to bed. So her and Bella was sitting on the couch talking, and Cece had already fell asleep before it was even time for her to go to bed. So if they get up like 6 or 6:30, I'm sure by 6 or 6:30 in the afternoon, they're, in the evening, they're ready for bed. But they were dressed in the little pink nightgowns, the babysitter said. Let's see what she say. Chris left in a white t-shirt and black jeans. That's what he was wearing. And the girls, I have it on here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. One of them had, she don't remember which one, had their little nightgowns on. One had blue with stars and hearts, and the other had peach with stars and hearts. And she had, what did she say about the pictures? Shanann, do you remember when Shanann had asked for pictures? She wanted to see the pictures of the girls. And so Chris took pictures of the girls. That's when the babysitter was there. And he sent those to Shanann. And Shanann posted those pictures about the same time Chris was coming home from his date with Jezebel. So she left the house at 10:30, and it's showing where Shanann had posted those pictures at 10:30. So those are that is the picture that Chris took when the babysitter was there. But she did describe Chris's truck. She called it a brown color, not silver. She said it was brown, and I thought his truck was silver. And she said it had lots of work stuff on it. She can't imagine him going to a game with all that stuff on there. But He left at about 4:45, and then the pizza came like 5:30. He ordered pizza for them, and so I just think it. I think it's very odd that the recording stopped when she started to tell uh, what vehicle he left in. And he only told the babysitter to go distract the girls because he didn't want her to see what vehicle he left in. I think that was their last picture. I'm pretty sure it was. That was their last picture. Yep. Yep. That was their last picture. Yeah. Yep. He had called. See, he knew when he was going because he had called on he had called the babysitter's dad on Friday to ask for Saturday. So he knew in advance he was going to go here. He had told because her dad had called and asked him, "Do you want to go?" What game did her dad want to go to? And he invited Chris. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Let's see, he was going to go. He was going to the Rockies game with. He told the babysitter, "I'm going to the Rockies game with friends. It's a work thing. It's a work thing. We got it like a reward, that kind of thing. So it's mandatory that he had to go because the babysitter's dad wanted him to go to another game. Trying to see what game he wanted him to go to. It just says invited. Oh, the Broncos game. So the babysitter's dad invited Chris to go to the Broncos game. And Chris said, "No, I'm going to the Rockies game because it is a mandatory work with colleagues game." So that's what he told the babysitter's dad because they were going to go. He asked him to go to the Broncos game. So that's when he asked, could she come and watch the girls because he was going to the Rockies game for work. But it wasn't. We all know it wasn't for work. We know it was to go eat with Jezebel, and then Shanann automatically gets the ding of the amount of the food, and then she asked her friends there at the Thrive thing, how much does salmon and a beer cost one person? Is it like almost $70? And I don't know because I don't drink beer or eat salmon, so I don't know. But they're like, that's kind of high because they knew the place that they went and ate. So maybe that wouldn't be high at a nicer restaurant, you know what I mean? But and I'm not saying the place they went was like a dump or anything, but I think it was more like a pub. So you're going to get pub prices. You're not going to get if you go to a really nice place and order a beer, and so and they're like, that's kind of high for that. Maybe he took a buddy from work, is what they said. But that was one of the things that Shanann picked up on. That was the night that she picked up on it. There. So the video I just watched talked about that, touched on that a little bit, and I didn't know. Yes, he did go on a date with NK. That's exactly where he went. Yeah, right. So apparently, and I didn't know this. Apparently, they had what is it, Snapchat, And there was another one they had. I wrote it down because I'm not good with all of those social formats like that. Um, so let me see. I wrote it down. I think I wrote it down. Um, I might not have written it down. Oh, Skype. So they had Snapchat and they had Skype. And so there was pictures, photos, pictures, there was information, there was a lot of stuff in those two platforms that was never ever looked at. Ever. Never ever looked at. There is so much information there, they never looked at it. They said it was because this gives me just a little bit of hope. Just a little bit of hope. They said that in 2018, when the murmurs happened, they didn't have the tools or the know-how to go into Skype and Snapchat like they know now. Like they can go in and they didn't know how to retrieve that stuff. They can go back in and retrieve that now because even though it's been this many years, the internet's forever, you know. So they could still go back in and retrieve that stuff. They just didn't have the tools or the capabilities of doing that in 2018. So there is stuff in Skype and there is stuff in Snapchat. And I don't know a lot about Snapchat other than you take pictures. And I think the pictures disappear after so long, but there would still be a record of it. And I don't know if you can talk back and forth. I'm assuming you can talk back and forth on both of those platforms. I have no idea. I've never had either one of them. I don't know. But the one that they did recover was the calculator app. They have that one. So they knew about that one, but they were the other platforms they didn't get into. They didn't even search. They didn't even look. They didn't even subpoena them. They didn't even try to look for them, which is very aggravating. But it gives me hope that they said that could be something that they could look at now. So I was in a little bit of I felt a little bit of hope there because I hope that they don't leave it like this because surely there's too many holes without just saying there's too many holes to know that something's not right here. I mean, thank you, Miss Eve. Thank you. So I also want to know when did the calculator app become a thing? Like when did they start it? Like did she start it? Did he start it? Like when was the date that thing started? They started hiding and putting stuff behind the app. I mean, because I don't think that this was like it. Because if you were together only 5 weeks, and after 5 weeks of being with somebody, you done this to your family, then you probably never loved your wife to begin with. I mean, if your head can be turned in 5 weeks, I mean that's no amount of time. No amount of time. So not that any amount of time would justify what he did. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, what does that say for you if 5 weeks and you already wanted to terminate your family? What does that say for you? I mean, I don't. Either way, even if it had been 5 years, I mean, we know people. Well, I don't know people, but you've heard of people having affairs for 20 years. They never go and kill their spouse or kids, and they've been booty calling for 20 years. You know what I mean? So I don't. In Snapchat, unopened messages disappear after 31 days, and open ones delete instantly. Got you. Okay. See, I don't know anything about Snapchat. I don't know. And I don't know anything about Skype. And then I heard there's a new one called, and I can't even remember it. Somebody told me, and now I forgot. They told me yesterday, Kicks or Kick or something. And I'm like, okay, it's just way too much for me. But I'd like to know, like, when did the calculate? Because I will never believe it's just 5 weeks. Because she was looking Shanann up in 2017, almost a year. And I'm not saying they were going together for a year, but I feel like it's pretty close to a year. It's called Kick. Okay. I think Chris has a. I don't think he really knows. I don't know how to describe. He really isn't. He doesn't know how to love people. Like, I don't think he knows how to express himself. So he has issues expressing himself, or he's just awkward in all of his expressions and stuff. He's like awkward, like he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to do it. Um, and I think he just all the women in his life just told him what to do. I mean, and he just did it. I mean, so I don't know. I just feel like he just didn't. He showed some kind of emotion because obviously he was all about Jezebel, but I think he was all about Jezebel because there was no responsibility there. There was, let's go do what we want to do. Let's go here. Let's go there. We don't have anybody holding us back. We can act cray cray, or we can, do the dirty however we want it, however many times we wanted it. Um, and I think that was one of the lures for her was there was no responsibility. There was nothing, you know what I mean? There was no, I mean, there was no big house. There was no mortgage. There was no car to pay for. There was no uh, recording in his face all the time. Like, come on, Chris, let's talk about Thrive. And I'm not knocking her for that because she was trying to make a living for her family, and I get that. But I'm just saying there was none of that. She didn't do none of that. So I guess it was just right opposite of what he was used to. Kick, Kik. Okay, okay. He didn't have a backbone. He did what they told him to do. He did what they told him to do, and that started with his mama. And I'm not trying to be mean about her. I'm just saying that's what he was used to. I think he's just the type of person, and it's not just women, but I think he's just the type of person that you just tell Chris go do this. Chris go do it. He likes to order, and he likes to be told what to do and figure, just do it. We're going to do it like this and in an order, and it's regimented, and it's how things are done. And then it's not really like if something happens, it's like it's not on me. It's not on me. I was told to do it, or I was told this, or I was told that. You know what I mean? Hello, Miss Aussie. Welcome, 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 welcome. So glad you're here, my friend. How have you been? How have you been? Yeah. I, yes. We are so happy you're here. We are just fixing to listen to Jezebel. Oh, I'm sorry. Nicole. And she did change her name. I think it was in October of 2020. She changed her name. Yeah. She changed her name in October of 2020, right after the Netflix movie was put out about them, about Chris Watts. Right after the day it debuted, she went and had her name changed. So, uh, her name was said on a video that I have got put in my list to look at. And we are going to look at it. I didn't know that they could put the name out there like that. What's the point of changing your name if it gets back out there again? I really don't know about that. But anyway, I'll give you a hint, but I won't say it because I don't want people to say I put it out there. But it is very close to home. Her last name is. And when I mean that, I mean the house on Saratoga Trail. The last name is very close to home. Let's see. They use calculator. It works like a calculator, but enter a 4-digit passcode and open secret folders to use to conceal private text. Okay. I'd like to know when they started using that. I like to know when they started using it. Okay, let's put this up here. Welcome, everyone, to interview, investigation, interrogation of Jezebel. So I'm going to be popping back and forth so I can see chat. But this is the one I was wanting to show y'all. This is give credit to dang, I put him in the description. Y'all can look in the description. I put his link in my description. And if y'all want to drop it also, let me see. Hold on. Crime Journal, something crime. Hold on. Crime Cases Journal. That's whose video this is. So if y'all will, one of y'all will drop it for me. That way we can give them credit. Hold on. Okay. Me too. Yeah. Yeah, more than 5 weeks. I think so. All right, I'm going to go over here and I'll pop back and forth in case we have any questions or anything. But let's go over here. And if y'all are ready, this is Criminal Cases Journal. They do a very good job with this. Hopefully, they will not be mad at me for using their video because there was another one I was going to use, but I was kind of scared to use it. So we will pause and stop and talk, but hopefully they'll be okay with me using it. Okay. So here we go. Let me know if you can hear it okay.
I hear it's good.
Okay. Is that okay for you?
All right. I'm just going to get Tammy so she can introduce herself, all right? Okay. Be right back.
Okay, good. Y'all gonna be mad just like me. I think it's on, but if it's not, I'll.
You all right?
Yeah.
These rooms are recorded.
Hold on, let me turn mine off. Yours is already on.
Subject to recording, just so you know. And you said on your text that you might have remembered some more stuff.
Yeah.
So let's do your phones first.
I need to, they gave me a piece of paper to transfer my contacts. Wouldn't do it for me, but.
You should be able to just put them on the iCloud.
I don't know how to do this. They set up all this app.
Okay, that's my first BS flag. You don't know how to do this? Girl. You just made a secret calculator app and you're saying you don't know how to do this. Thank you very much, Eve. Thank you so much. Right? Yes, she does. We know she ain't. Because she's like, I don't know that she's, I don't know what, like, what her degree, like, I know she has a bachelor's degree, but and it's in an environment, but I mean, you work with oil and gas and on a computer. You're going to tell me you don't know how to do that? Stop it. Stop it.
I can't even find the app store on this phone.
Is it Android?
Yeah. So strange. I tried to transfer all the stuff from this phone to this phone last night and started thinking of like old text, like stuff I don't even have saved in here.
Or any of them from Chris?
Yeah, a few, but not many. It's pretty short. There's like 10 or 12, and there's like a few from those days, but most of it is. Hi. Hello.
This is Tammy.
Tammy.
Come in,
Nice to
Stacey.
meet you. Yeah, I'm Stacey Galbraith. Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
All right.
Getting through it?
Trying.
Yeah.
Stressing out.
Stressing out. Yeah, you look stressed out. Did you get some therapy figured out?
I'm waiting for the good.
She looks stressed out because she thinks they're going to figure her out. That's why she looks stressed out. That's why she looks stressed out. In my opinion. It ain't because she's stressed out over what happened. It's because she's stressed out that they're going to figure things out and she's going to be in the same place Chris is at, which she should be. Oh, I know. I hate to listen to her too, but we have to listen to her so that we can say we went through everything and we weren't biased, skipped right over everything. Because I found out that when I go back and listen, she says stuff I didn't hear before, and I'm like, really? You said that and you still got away with it? I know. I can't stand her voice. It's as aggravating as fingernails on a chalkboard. And I've listened to it quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Okay, let's see. There we go.
Get back to me on that, but I'm trying
It'll help. Yeah. Does Hazel need to?
Yeah, we're gonna see if Hazel comes in. Weld County's just, I had to write a letter yesterday for Weld County to approve, to pay for her treatment.
Oh.
And then it's gotta go through a board because it's kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Since she's not an eyewitness.
Right.
What she is.
It sounded like there was not gonna be any opposition to it. It's just a process.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you go through the text messages, Tammy and probably Stacy will be there.
Okay.
So you guys know each other. Or if they reach out to you, you know that they're not the media.
Yeah.
Can you guys give me your cards?
Yeah.
Before you leave? Okay. I just,
Thank
now
you.
with this new phone, it's like I got so many numbers that I'm sure I can
So-
figure out.
Yeah, so your
I
daddy
can just
can
deal with that. Like if you guys can help me get
make
all
sure
of my
he
contacts
pulls
from this phone.
some
So
strings.
I can get a tech guy maybe to help me, because I'm bad at it
He gave
too.
me
So
instructions on.
this is your old phone?
This is the one that I use for communication. This is the one that's going to good.
Okay.
This one's mine
This
now.
is nicer.
I know. iPhones suck. I'm
I
kind
know.
of relieved to have this back.
Okay, so you want to move contacts from there to there.
That's all I want to do. Once you guys do that, then you guys can have this phone. I mean, he gave me a way to do it, so I think I need to connect to Wi-Fi, and then I need to download this app, and then I think once I download it, I can sync it up. And I need to just download the app on both phones.
So let me get a guy who knows about Wi-Fi. Is your password still 653038?
Yes, that hasn't changed.
So that's gonna be that one. And which one is getting all the new text messages? Your new phone?
I've only got a few, and they're like, now I get what you're saying, like they're out of order, they're scrambled, they're missing. They don't make sense. I got super excited when I saw them, because I was like, maybe it'll be all of them, but it's not.
So
No.
maybe what I'll ask, we have a device that maybe you can download that too.
This one too? Sorry. I mean, I don't know if that'll work, but we can try it.
Here's mine.
Thank you for, thank you.
And then Kevin knows how to get a hold of us after hours or whatever. Do that too.
I
I'm gonna go
appreciate
get
that.
that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are you giving her a spare phone? Is that what
She
you
has her own spare phone, but when she linked her accounts, a bunch of messages between her and Chris were recovered on her new phone.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna probably just celebrate it right now
Oh, okay.
on her new phone, so we don't have to take all her phones.
Yeah, no doubt. Are you good here for a bit? Okay. Feel some water or anything?
Please.
Okay.
Like she doesn't know what's going on and how to do all that. She knows how. So one of the things that yeah. Google claims that Chris and NK started using Secret Cut in mid-July. Okay. It doesn't seem like it seems like they would have started before then. Don't you? Maybe they didn't, but they probably did the calculator then, but maybe they were using Snapchat and Skype earlier. Maybe they were using those earlier. But another thing that bothers me is when I go back over there, look at the bald spot on her head. It's like right in there. And it doesn't look like it would be a spot like it looks like something was pulled out of her head. You'll see what I'm talking about when I start it. Make the picture bigger, you'll see.
Okay, so App Store.
She's got her hand up. Right where her hand is at is where it's at. They don't have a clock in here ticking like the other one.
Water.
Appreciate it.
Anything else?
I think I'm
Okay, they'll be in here in just a few minutes, okay?
Thank you.
She keeps making all kinds of noises, don't she? I wish I could see what she's doing on her phone. I wish I could look and see what she's doing on her phone. Okay, let's see what you got. According to the official discovery files from investigation, Watts started transferring private photos, including semi-nude pics of NK Can you hear me now? Sorry, I touched my mic. It's so touchy. Um, I don't know where did I tell you that I agreed with you that she was there when Shanann came home. 100%. I agree. 100%. I agree that she was there. And I also, whenever, do y'all remember when um, Chris's investigation or his interrogation like this? Do y'all remember when he said, and his dad, this is when his dad was in there. I didn't hear anything, and when I went downstairs and came back up, they were gone. So his dad asked him, "Did you hear anything happening upstairs?" And he's like, "No, I came downstairs, and when I went back upstairs, they were gone." She had put her hands on the girls. So I believe he was talking about her. I don't believe he wasn't talking about Shanann. We already know that, but I believe she's the one he's talking about. Put his hands on the girls. I believe that was her for sure. Oh Lord, probably. I heard about a threesome, so who knows? We do need Zoom technology, don't we? We do need Zoom technology. Oh gosh. NK was the last thing we heard. Okay, so you heard when I said I agreed with you about her being there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think when he said that to his dad, that was the truth. That was the truth, I think Chris said, but I don't think it was meant Shanann did that. I think he meant that about, um, I believe he meant that when he came downstairs and went back upstairs, she had done that to Cece, not Bella. I believe Cece was first, and then Bella, of course, we seen her run to the truck in the video. So I believe Bella or Cece was what she did upstairs. That's what I believe. That's my opinion. Okay. Okay. I always thought she took the girls from the house, and I believe on the porch he was begging her to bring them back. Oh, yeah. Well, that's very good. I didn't think about that, Aussie. I didn't, that had not crossed my mind. That is a good observation right there. And that could very well have been it. So so with that being said, Aussie, you think at the time he didn't know that Bella was gone, just Cece. Because I believe Bella was gone before they left the house. I'm sorry, Cece was gone before they left the house, not Bella. I keep saying Bella. I believe Cece was gone before they left the house. Yeah, yeah. I don't believe he did that. And I will say that about him. I don't believe he did that. I believe that wholeheartedly he did that to Shanann, but I don't. I think she did it to the girls and someone else. And it's a good. I mean, that's a good one, Aussie. I didn't think about that. He very well could have been. Because he also says in one of his interviews, "I can't believe she put her hands on my girls." He also says that. Excuse me. And I don't think he's talking about Shanann at all. So the video of Shanann coming home, and I've said this since the beginning. When she's walking up to the door and she's got her suitcase in one hand and she's looking at her phone. She's looking down at her phone. And she looks down at her phone and she looks in the little side window And she looks down at her phone again, and then she looks in the little side window. She's looking at something that's out of place. Something's not right. And I think she didn't see Cece in her bed and thought, well, maybe she's downstairs. Maybe she's sick. Maybe Chris has got her downstairs, and that's why she kept looking back and forth. Because I think when she looked on her phone, she did not see the girls like she should have seen them. That's my opinion, and I've thought that from the beginning. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all remember her looking into her phone like that? Yep. See, Eve agrees with you too, Aussie. Yeah, because she didn't want those were Chris first, and she wanted all Chris first. So if they were there, she would always be second because she said it to him. I will always be second behind the girls. Of course you will, because they're my kids. Even if you and Chris had a kid, you would be second because that child is yours and Chris's, and that child would be before you. So you would still be second. So I don't know what you think. Yes. Yeah. But Bella wasn't. I think he thought she was, but Bella wasn't because they have proven that she ran outside, that a little person was running outside to get in the truck. For the most part, they've proven that. Because she asked him, are you going to do the same thing to me that happened to Cece? According to Chris. I think Jim was there also. I think NK and Jim put the girls. Yep. Bingo. That's what I think. Maybe it was a notification of them in the house. Motion activated detector. It could have been. I just think that when she looked in that phone, something was wrong. That's why she kept looking in the door and then looking at the phone. I think she seen something wasn't right. I don't think he knew what happened, but I believe NK took the kids somewhere and Chris took SW, and then things fell apart. Yep. Yep. Because in my opinion, the kids were not a part of that for him. Now, I don't think that was originally the plan for the girls for that to happen, but I do believe that what he had planned was the blowing up of Servy. Because if he'd have took, if the plans had went where the girls were, he could not send Shanann off with the girls left there. He couldn't just say she ran off and left the girls. So he had to come up with something, and I think they were going to blow Servy up, and then with the idea that she just left with the girls and blew themselves up. And then he would get the life, I was going to say life support, life insurance and all of that. Because they were talking about buying houses and vehicles and stuff. So at first, I don't think the kids were part of it for him, but I think it like you said, it turned that way. No, she didn't want the competition. I know it. I know. Yeah. Especially because, he took so good care of them. He really did take good care of them. So it's really weird. Like, that's what I'm saying. If 5 weeks makes you do something like that to your children who you brought into this world, either way, even if it'd been 5 years, it would be bad. But your own children? So I think I think my honest opinion, while she was on the phone with him, I think they were on the phone like an hour and 11 minutes or something like that. I think that he was backing out. I think he was backing out, and she was not having it. She was not having it. Mm-mm. Maybe he meant the kids were no longer in the house and were with NK. No, he said they were. When I went back up there, they were gone, and that's when he said his dad, and it's hard to understand. I can't. It's hard to understand him when he mumbles and he runs his words together. It drives me nuts. And people are like, well, that's for people from North Carolina. No, it's not, because I lived there for a long time, and it's not people from North Carolina. It's not. Uh, and he says, um, that's when I went upstairs and she was on top of Bella. So that part he just totally made up, because that wasn't true. Yeah. Um, yeah, because he says it's like somebody else's hands were over mine. So either he was possessed with something, or oh, my little hummingbirds are back. Sorry. Either he was possessed with something, or she was there helping him. You wouldn't just say that unless you just disassociated yourself totally from what was going on, and you were, which I'm sure can happen. It could have been. Yep. Yep. Did NK use? Yes, she did. She did. It's my understanding that her grandmother had a book of spells and magic that she used. This is my understanding. It may not be, it may just be hearsay, and that she had her book. That is my understanding. I don't know if that's added to the story to make it seem even darker, or that that's true, but I have been told that. I think he wanted a carefree life too. That's why I said he couldn't have loved her that much. I think he loved the freedom, the no responsibility, the having, you know, s- sex all the time, doing and all the weird things you did, just going like and spending the weekend in a tent at the dunes. I think he liked that. I think he liked living like that. He didn't want to be married and have the responsibility anymore. That was one of the things I think that led him. That drive me nuts. Drive me nuts. Yep. And see, and my other thing is, I feel like, so, in one of the videos that I watched with Shanann and the girls, um, I think Chris was actually in this one. The bathroom. So I don't know if you remember in the camera, the body cam that we went over. They went into the bathroom and they asked Chris, "Why is your water turned off? Why are the doors locked? And there's no water in the toilet, and there's no water in the faucet." And he said, "Oh, well, we have to keep the doors locked because Cece got in the Vaseline, and they like to play in the toilet." Okay, well, what kid has not done that? What kid has not done that? So he says that, but in a video I watched them on Facebook, they were in the bathroom washing their hands in the sink. And it was their bathroom. They had gotten up on the toilet, and Shanann was in there with them. They were brushing their teeth and washing their hands. And it was in their bathroom, and their water was turned on. So, could he have made that up along with the other crap he made up to make Shanann look bad? Yeah. I mean, he could have. He could have made that up because he's not trustworthy. So that could have been a lie too, just to make her look bad, so he could keep with the story he was going with, that she had done that to the girls, you know. So I think it was part of his plan. I think what happened was there was something that went down that toilet that they tried to get rid of, and they had to clean the toilet out and everything, so they took the water out of the toilet and drained the water out of the toilet and turned the water off. I think their plans were to go in there and clean the toilet and get out any evidence that was in there and clean the bathroom. And I don't think they got a chance to do that, obviously, because it got foiled for them. Hold on just a second. Let me answer this text really. Sorry, I am. Our fire department training center is used for voting, today's voting in Louisiana, and the poll people that run the polls was just texting me and they're telling me they were leaving the building. What was I saying? Oh, the water. So I think that they were going to go back and clean it, and they didn't get that chance because it was spoiled. So I think I think he was lying. Now, in one of the videos, I did see Shanann have to get off the Facebook video because Bella had ran in there and got the toilet paper, and she was playing with the toilet paper, but she wasn't playing in the toilet. She just had gotten the toilet paper and was playing with the toilet paper. So could have been. But the dark spirit had to come from somewhere, and I believe it came from her. Oh, I agree. I agree. She helped with 3 people. Like, as in, she has her hands on 3 people that she should be in prison right along with him. Right along with him. Yes. See, even on that, I had, and one of my thoughts of it when it first happened was I felt like when Shanann came in, because like I said, she kept looking back on her phone and everything, and when she came back in, she knew something was off. Well, I do feel like they had been not sleeping together at that point because I do feel like he was sleeping in the basement. Now, I do feel like the bed was already there because I think her parents stayed and I think they slept in the basement, but I think he was sleeping in the basement because there are pictures and text of her talking to her friend Christina and telling her she goes to bed and he don't even come in there. Like he goes and sleeps with Bella or he goes and sleeps downstairs. So, I believe that she went down there because she went down there to ask him what was going on. And I think something happened down there. Um, Originally, I think something happened down there. I also, and I don't even know if I want to say this on the refrigerator. There was something in the refrigerator. That's why the dog barked down there, in my opinion. Lied so much it was over 50 pages long. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Late, so they got rid of the girls, and then she was waiting for Shanann to come home, and they attack her. Now, I do believe one of the girls was awake, and the reason or alive. The reason is because of the video that shows them leaving at 5:30 that morning. You do see a little person walk out there, and I think I saved that video. And you see Chris bend down and pick them up. So I do believe Bella was still alive at that point that morning, only because of that video. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. It sure did, Eve. It sure did. It threw everything off. And I think that's when we got cold feet. I think that's when we got cold feet, and that's when we had to make the phone call to keep us talking because she in the book, according to what's his name, Dave Colin, he said that she gave him an ultimatum. It's me or them. Not it's me or Shanann. It's me or them. That's what's in his book. I don't know the name of the book, and I don't know if it, I'm sure if we looked it up, we could find out the name of it and when it came out. I don't know if it's scheduled to come out. It came out this year, but in his book, he said that's what Chris said, that she gave him an ultimatum, and he had help. He didn't do it by himself. That's supposedly in his book. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and everybody's opinion counts because you may see something I didn't see. And I've seen stuff going back, that I didn't see before. And but a lot of people do feel like you do, Eve, that they were gone before Shanann got there. A lot of people do feel that. And that could have very well happened. The only reason I felt like that at first, but the reason I feel like that didn't happen like that is because of the image of him bending down and picking her up and putting her in the vehicle. That's the only reason. Well, that's not the only reason after a few more things, because Bella also said to him, and he said she said it at the survey 319, are you going to do to um, me what you did to Cece? But then he also says that they were crying on their way to survey 319, asking why mommy's laying there not talking. So, you know what I mean? The only reason I believe that Cece was, or one of the only reasons, is because of the image of them showing the video of him picking her up. Yeah, yeah, me too. I have like 4 folders. 4. Oh, all right. Let's go visit Jezebel. Oh, I also wonder how long she's seen that counselor. Like they were supposed to get her like a counselor, um, you know, therapist or whatever. I wonder if she actually saw them and how many times she saw them. Because it's not like one or two times would help you. I don't even know why they gave her that because it's going to take more than a couple of visits, wouldn't you think? If you were really innocent, like Amber Fry was, wouldn't you think that it would take a little more than a couple of visits that the sheriff's department is going to pay for? So wouldn't you think? Why would it even matter? Why even give her a couple of visits? It didn't make any sense to me. They do. You do see little legs. I might have to show that. I might have to try to find it and show. I think I know I've got it in my file somewhere. I'm pretty sure I do. And I don't think he ever took Dieter anywhere. I think he kept him in the kennel, bless his little heart, more than he didn't. I think he. I think Chris was mean to Dieter. Not so much Shanann, but I think Chris was because he was always locking him in the basement in that crate. Or putting him out there on the porch.
Fuck, I don't. It's just so much fucking bullshit.
Really? That's what you think about a family that just got killed? Really? You created the bullshit, Jezebel. She's been inconvenienced. Y'all realize how inconvenient she's been. She's got so much better things to do. Don't have any pictures to send now, do you? And why would you have two phones? I don't know if one's a work phone or not, but I like how they tell them, "Well, they'll be with you in just a minute," and they're gone for like an hour. Oh, what's the matter? What's the matter? Y'all see that spot right there now? See it? Like it's completely bald right there. No, no, that's okay. That's your opinion. Absolutely. Yeah. I think the girls are already being took up to the oil tanks before Shanann got home. Just my opinion, but I don't think the only one that thinks that. That's okay. You could think that. Yeah, that's if that's how you feel about it. Absolutely, you could be right. You could be right. I just feel like she saw Bella in the bed and not Cece. That's what I think. And she went downstairs to find out to talk to Chris because I feel like he was down there. Or I feel like that's where she thought he was at. And I think she was heading down there to do that. And I think that's where she went downstairs and then went back upstairs because I don't think she found him downstairs. She went back upstairs because what she had on was not what they found her in was not what she had on when she came to the door. Because all that they recovered was a shirt and her bra and her thong, which is odd because I don't know if she like wore it because a lot of times when you're pregnant you'll wear your bra at night just because it's more comfortable for you. But I kind of feel like um, she was changing and she was attacked from behind. That's what I feel like, and I feel like she tried, but it was like it was from behind, and I feel like she was like near the bed, and she was changing, and he just attacked her like that in the bedroom. I think so. I don't think we will either, Eve. Sadly, and his parents asked that, which I couldn't believe at the arraignment. They asked him. They told him all we want to know is the truth, whether you did it or not. We just want to know the whole truth, and they're never going to get it. Yep, she would never say her name. Not totally what happened. Oh, I missed this one. Hold on. Why did police treat NK was protected? I don't know if somebody said that she was a protected witness and then somebody said she wasn't. So there shouldn't have been no reason to treat her as a protected witness. Who would have come after her? Nobody. Who are they protecting her from? That's dumb. Who would she have been protected from? Just the regular person who feels like she had something to do with it? I mean, usually if you're in protective witness, it's because like big people are after you, not, I mean, she's not that important that somebody would come after her. And I don't think nobody would, unless it's just somebody in the public that just went high and to the right because they think she done that to children. You know what I mean? But there was no reason for her to be a protective witness. That she didn't even fit. I wouldn't have thought she fit that criteria. But I did hear that at one time too. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense why they protected her though, does it? I mean, usually protection, that's because you're gonna testify against somebody that could get to you before you get to testify. That's usually what a protective witness is for. But maybe they thought the public would get to her before there was a trial, but there wasn't a trial because he pled guilty. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Yep.
All right. Tech guy's coming to help us.
I just,
Take a long
I
time
would
to
do
get
it
it.
myself, but it's like, there's so many different knots.
Okay.
Like right now,
So it's not very new?
this is old.
Okay.
I haven't used this since like 2016. And so all these numbers on here are numbers of people I've gotten since then. What I don't want is with like the media and all this other stuff going on, is have a phone just full of unknown contacts.
Sure, I get it.
Like
So he's gonna come over and turn your Wi-Fi on and figure out how to move.
all of that.
He knows,
Okay, I'll just
about
let him do that. I give up.
okay. So your phone this time, do you have any objections to us looking at everything in your phone?
Why do you even need that? I'm just curious. Like, why do you need everything as opposed to stuff?
So well, because it's easier to get it. And if we're looking at all the material, let's say I take everything off your phone, I can put a date in, like let's say August 10th through the 15th, because those are critical days. But other conversations between you and Chris, or other text messages between you and Chris from June or July, then it makes it harder for me to find all those. Do you understand what I mean? It's easier for them to just take everything. I don't know. Are they?
Yeah, I mean, except for when I first met him and it was a big PC thing.
Okay. And then what about your phone log? It's always his 910
It's the same
number.
number all the time.
All right.
Like it's
And then
always that one or originally was his.
We talked about your GPS locating, like knowing where your phone is at certain
I mean,
times.
you guys can have all that. I just was like, oh my God, I have so many texts on here between me and all my friends. I'm like, do they really want all this stuff?
Well, is there anything in those texts that you'd be concerned with?
Yes.
Not really.
So, well, not really, or yes or no?
No, I mean, like, the other day, my dad and I just had to do some damage control because a lot of people were like, hey, please call me, I don't know what to say. And I just told them all, like, I didn't say anything. I pretty much just said, if mediators contact you, tell them no comment. I was like, please be nice to them. You do not need to talk to them. It was like, I'm safe, I'm not in trouble, I've been breaking laws. And I was just like, just send your love and support. And that was all I said to people.
So did that prompt all the phone calls of people going,
No.
are you okay?
They were prompting me.
All right. And
That
that's
is
when
why I did that, because I didn't even want to like say that, but I was getting all sorts of texts from people that were like, media's trying to contact me, I don't know what to do. I didn't tell them that I was a witness, I didn't tell them anything about that. It was just like, just say no comment, I need you to do this.
Okay.
And then a couple of my like super, super close friends, I asked them if they would be courteous.
Super, super close friend.
That we had of each other off Facebook and social media, and they said yes, and that was like a couple of really close friends.
Is there any text messages between you and friends that reference anything that would be concerning regarding this case?
No.
Like talking about Chris? I think you've told me that you've never even really talked with.
My friends about him, no, and like my friend's dad died last night, like yesterday.
I'm not worried about that.
No, I know, but she started.
You know what? This is the second friend who's lost a parent that she's been around because she was just found out her latest picture was just shown. Somebody took a quick video of her and put it out, and it was at her friend's dad's funeral, or mom's funeral, not dad, mom's funeral. Right. Yeah. And he was telling them what to ask and what they couldn't ask. I mean, she's 20 something years old. I mean, she doesn't need you there. Right. That's why I'm saying yeah. I mean, she definitely did, because she was like, I will always be second. Well, yeah, you will. And you will be second if you have a kid with him. That's how that works. She then got pregnant again. He did not. He's the one that wanted it. He's the one that wanted the baby, because in the videos, all of the videos, he's the one that wanted it. And in the text messages, she told him, she's like, you're the one that wanted this baby. You're the one that wanted another baby. He's like, yeah, because I wanted a boy. So he wanted, he was the one that wanted it when she was telling him, and he said, whatever you want happens. Yeah, he said, whatever, yeah, but he wanted it. I understand what you're saying, but he wanted it because he's the one that asked her. She put it in, I don't have, it's in one of my videos I have saved. The text message from him back and forth is she tells him, she's like, you want it. The baby was your idea. This is what you wanted. And he's like, yeah, because I wanted a boy. So I thought it was Shanann's idea too until I seen those texts, but it was his. They didn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it. Why they allowed him in there. But yeah, I thought it was Shanann too, but apparently Chris is the one that wanted it because he wanted a boy. Right. Right. And she had to get rid of that. She had to get rid of Shanann and the baby because it would have been his son. First boy. Yep. Yep.
Like, oh my god, she was really drunk last night. She started like freaking out. She's like, I don't know what's going on in your life. She's like, I don't know if it pertains to this case. And she like just sent me like a screenshot of a news article of that case. And she was just like, she's like,
What about conversations?
I didn't mention that it had anything to do with that. She's like, I don't know if that's what it is. He works in Anadarko. She's like, I really don't give a shit. She's like, I just really need you to be here with me and my dad and this and this and this. And she was just kind of upset because I had asked her to please say no comments in the media, and it happened to be like right when her dad died. And I think she was feeling a little like, yeah, but I mean, you guys can read this. There's nothing in there of me actually saying anything about it. I just told
What's your phone number on that phone?
720, that's the same phone.
See how she just babbles?
9605. So no.
He has to cut her off.
You guys can look
So
at this.
there was a conversation that I asked you about between you and Charlotte too.
That's the same girl.
That same girl who was freaking out.
Yeah.
So was there ever a conversation about kids with you and Charlotte? Like I can't remember the exact context, but you guys were talking.
Hanging out with a guy who had kids.
Okay. And
she has not even like.
Wait. All right. So your conversation about him having kids, how did that go?
I mean, I don't know. I just told her.
Did you delete that, or is it still on there?
No, I have no reason to delete anything else on my phone. The only reason I deleted all this stuff with Chris is because he was making me feel really uncomfortable, and I didn't want to see it in my phone anymore.
Okay.
You know, I have something to say. So, you're not uncomfortable with dating a married man because you knew he was married. Hi, Claudia. Hello. And you knew he had kids because your Google searches said you knew he was married. That's right, Claudia. Because she researched like where it was some of this stuff. I got it wrote down. Can cops trace text messages? How long do telephone companies keep text messages? These are the things she Googled. The difference between a text message content and a text message detail. She wrote, she looked up Amber Fry's book deal. She looked up, do people hate Amber Fry? And she told Chris Watts, I want to continue to see you. Does that mean we're bad people? Okay. Yeah, that means you're bad people. She also looked up, see if I can find it. Um, if I can find it. Um, well, I know I got it right down somewhere. Something about an affair with a married man. Mhm. Oh, she said it bothered her that Chris had already been there, had kids, and that he had been there and done that. That's what bothered her. Oh, yeah. She searched, man, I'm having an affair, says he will leave his wife. And she Googled that 2.5 to 3 weeks before the murders. Yeah. Also wedding dresses. So she didn't know that he had kids, and she didn't know he was married. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe Eve got it for me. I'm dating, says he will leave his. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, she researched Amber Fry. Yep. Wedding dresses. I mean, she had a lot of Google searches that um never come into question. Never come into question. Never come into question.
Yeah, let me scroll all the way back here, man, the scroll talk a lot. No, she is like,
So let's just, while we're here, because we talked about this before, but we didn't talk about the specific context of what that message said regarding to children. So obviously, in the situation that we're looking at now with the death of 2 children and all the other circumstantial stuff going around in the case, I just want to make sure there was no comments ever made by you regarding, you know, children or dislike of children or love for children, either way. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I guess, let me find it.
Do you hear what she just said? Yeah, I guess. She just said, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
I think this is where this starts. I mean, you guys can just take whatever you want off of there.
So it's easier for me to just take everything than it is to single it out. Plus, for
She's
the
whining.
purposes of this case, the less exposure, we already have, initially, you drew concern from me when you told me you deleted everything from Chris. I've already told you that. You understand why. There's no question as to why that might cause concern. So if there's anything else that ever comes up, I have it, and then we can just discuss it. Do you understand what I mean? All right.
In other words, you're shady
It's right here.
and suspect.
She starts right there. She starts talking about her and her fiance, so that was like weeks ago. And she hasn't brought it up since really, or like connected the dots, or like said shit. I mean, you guys can look through all those texts.
So she's trying to say her friends are idiots, that they don't know what she's doing. that they haven't picked up. I mean, she's with him like she was with him every weekend for like 5 weeks. They had no clue. I mean, are you telling us your friends are that dense they have no clue? Oh yeah, Eve. She watched them religiously on Facebook. When Shenanian announced that she was pregnant, I don't know if Chris was lying to Nicole or not, but that's how she found out that Shanann was pregnant because she's seen it on Facebook. And that's when the whole that started because she was mad because why would he so that proved he was sleeping with Shanann when she said when he was sleeping with her too and he said he was going to leave her according to Nicole. So she anything he told her, if he lied to her, she would know because all she had to do is go to Facebook. Because Shanann posted every day. Yep, she did. Marrying your mistress. Yep. So you don't call yourself a mistress or you don't say I'm having an affair if you don't know about a wife. You just don't do that. I mean, you wouldn't do that. All over the internet. Yep. 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 There's no way she can say, "Oh, I didn't go on social media." You don't have to have social media to go on it. I mean, you can spy on anything. You may not can comment or save anything or any of that kind of stuff, but I mean, and at some point, because Shanann had her Facebook open like to public, so anybody could get on there and see her stuff because she had it public. So because she sold Thrive, so she didn't have it set for private, so anybody could go on there and watch it. And there's one live where she's talking about somebody was putting ugly faces on her. You know how when you're watching, because I've never done a Facebook Live, but I know people that have, and they say that when you're doing a Facebook Live, you can do like send little hearts and smiley faces and different things like, you can on TikTok. Well, there was mean faces that kept coming through there. The orange mean faces that kept coming through there. And she was like, "Who's doing that? I don't know why they're." And she addresses it. I don't know why they're sending mean, sad face, mean faces on my Facebook Live. I'm just talking about Thrive. So I hope I can find the one that was happening on. But and I'm sure Nicole was there doing that. So she watched her. Yeah, they do. Yeah. I've not seen anything YouTube that she did, but I did see her on Facebook all the time. I did see her on Facebook. And like I said, I've been through a lot of her videos. I haven't gone through all of them yet, but I've been through a lot of them. I've been through a lot of them. But she's like, I didn't have social media and have bullshit. You you did. You did. You might not have had an account, or if you had an account, it was not under your name, but you knew about Shanann because you couldn't help not know about her. If you went on Facebook and just and she typed, I think 2017. I have it written down somewhere. Um, I have a lot of notes. Um, so she looked up Shanann on August 3rd, 2017, and then she looked up Chris. I'm sorry, August 3rd, 2017. She looked up Shanann September 1st, 2017, and then she looked up Shanann again in January. So I probably should look in January and see if I can find her Facebook January post and look at those again. Yep, yep. I think she was obsessed with Shanann. I think she wanted to be Shanann. That's what I think. I think so. I think so. I think she looked him up in August 2017. I think it if not a year close to one. I think at least maybe not sneaking around and seeing each other. Maybe most of that was like here and there, and then of course when um, Shannon left and went to North Carolina, um, there was just open dating then. I mean, I'm sure she stayed at that house more nights than one. And I think that's why Shanann's car was parked outside sometimes, was because her truck was inside. And so I think she was there. She was there way more than the one time she said she was there. Yeah. And that's why the cameras, Chris messed with the cameras because Shanann couldn't get the cameras to work one time. And he's like, I don't know, something's wrong with the cameras. I've got to call and get it worked on. And Shanann was mad because he was taking forever to get it done. Well, why would you take forever to get it done? Because you're trying to keep her from knowing who's coming in and out of the house. That's why. That's why. Yep. But she wouldn't be thinking that's what he's doing. Surely she's probably thinking, he's not stupid enough to bring somebody to the house. You know? I mean, well, apparently he is. Well, that's yes. Ah,
And I don't know when that was. That was definitely when things were going good, so this is like weeks prior, I'm just assuming. I think the date is at the top of whenever we started texting that day.
Looks, this is
We talk a lot.
August 7th.
Yeah.
So I reference everything to Sunday the 12th.
So that's the only conversation like that on there, I believe, on my phone. I don't think there's like anything else. And she even last night, like, still wasn't even, she's so worried about her dad.
yeah, because she don't want to be friends with a killer, a murderess. I think that's how you say it.
Other than that, there shouldn't really be anything on.
You can see that bald spot good now.
You guys can just pull everything off that phone.
As long as you're okay with that, that's would be
I mean,
my
if that
preference.
makes your life easier.
It's not just about making it easier, it's just
She,
less.
she really does not want him pulling all that information. Well, if it'll make your life easier, I guess so. She's really not. She don't want all the smut coming out because she really didn't want her dad knowing some of the stuff that was on there, and they told him, and she really didn't want him knowing it. Well, the cameras in the house would see everything, and everyone, yeah, and they had cameras in with the girls, and that's not odd because my godson's parents have cameras in his room too. And I don't find it odd that they have them in there because they're watching their kids. I don't find that weird. Um, I didn't have that option when my kids were little to have a camera in there, but it's nice to look at them in the middle of the night when if you wake up and you get startled to look in there and see that your baby's okay. They're sleeping away in their bed, they're fine. I mean, so they weren't the only ones that had cameras that have cameras in their kids' rooms. You know, I agree. Yep. And they can see the thing is they've got technology. They can still go back and get all that stuff. And that's what the video I watched the other day was that it's not all lost. And if the right DA gets in there, they could still go try to retrieve it. That is still an option.
So if there's any question, like I told you before, like the two girls you just met did a lot of interviews in this case. They've done a lot of work. They may know things that I don't. There's no way we can all know everything. So they might go, oh, because somebody else was the one who told me about Charlotte and this message. So I've never read
that's probably why.
Potentially, I'm
assuming that that's what that is. Because I said his name. And I don't even think she's put two and two together. Because last night, it was just like the way she was talking. She wasn't like, this is him, this is it. She's like, I don't know what's going on. I just assume this is it because this guy worked in Anadarko, but she is not even like processing. What is occurring?
What do you mean by can tell he has a lot to take care of in life? What did you mean when you said that?
He has a mortgage and he has kids.
Okay.
And responsibilities. I mean, he's a father of a house.
Father of the house.
You're even saying in here he's all about his kids.
Yeah. And
So what
she was,
does that
like,
tell
asking
you?
me somewhere in there,
He's all
like,
about his kids.
I mean, everything I had to say about him at that point was like really positive. Like, I think I made it clear that I wasn't like 100% sure this was like the man of my dreams and I was going to spend the rest of my life with him or anything, but I was enjoying the time that I was spending with him at that point.
But you gave him an ultimatum.
You're referencing that he has two kids and then you don't like that because you want to have that experience with somebody else? Is that what?
I wasn't sure if he was the one that I wanted to be with because he had already like done everything.
Okay.
Like I was like, it would be really nice to kind of like have kids and have my own marriage and all of that stuff. That was never anything I conveyed to him.
You can't tell me that didn't weird him out.
You said he's handsome, huh? Did you send her a picture?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not attached here. Mm-hmm. Is that because do you think from what you deleted?
I think it's from when I deleted all my photos.
Okay, now wait a minute. She just said that her friend isn't putting two to two together, that they know it's somebody that worked at Anadarko that did this, but she's not putting him with the one she's dating with the one that just committed the crime, but she sent her a picture. So how's her friend not gonna know? That's weird. Baby monitor sound only. Cameras came much later. Yeah. So that's what she just said. She just said you sent him a picture. Where is it? Let's go back. Let's see.
made it clear that I wasn't like 100% sure this was like the man of my dreams and I was going to spend the rest of my life with him or anything, but I was enjoying the time that I was spending with him at that point.
You're referencing that he has 2 kids and then you don't like that because you want to have that experience with somebody else? Is that what?
I just said I wasn't sure if he was the one that I wanted to be with because he had already like done everything.
Okay.
Like I was like, it would be really nice to kind of like have kids and have my own marriage and all of that stuff. That was never anything I conveyed to him.
That's dumb.
So you said he's handsome, huh? Did you send her a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so see, now there, she said that her friend can't put the two to two together because she doesn't know that they're the same person. But yet she sent him a picture, sent her a picture of Chris. So is your friend just dingy as the day is long or what? Because I'm sure if they put that they're missing, Chris has already done 2 porch interviews. She has to see that they look just alike. I'm not quite understanding how her friend is not putting 2 to 2 together. That's quite odd. We're going to listen to, let me see where we're at. We're going to listen to her for about 6 more minutes. And then that's going to be all we're going to listen to her tonight. And then probably, if not before, we'll be back. I'll be back Wednesday night. But I don't know how her friend doesn't know it's the same person if she sent her a picture. Do you know?
Not attached here. Is that because what you did? Do you think from what you
I think
deleted?
it's from when I deleted all my photos of his stuff.
He's kind of short.
I mean, I talked to her in a way that I wouldn't like talk to him as like my girl, you know what I'm saying? It's
I get it. No, I'm just teasing you a little bit. So now you're just talking about shoes and
other stuff.
Okay.
But then she brought it up again last night, but she didn't
brought up what? Chris?
but she didn't like connect the dots. She was like freaking out, like her dad just died. And she was really upset. She wanted me to come see her on Saturday because it's his wedding.
So unexpected.
Kind of, sort of. He had Parkinson's, so kind of, but not. You know what I'm saying? It was a very drawn out thing. But she's having a really hard time with it. I knew she would, and she's like, can you make the wake on Saturday? And I was like, I'm really hesitant to leave the house, and I didn't tell her that, but I was like, I don't know, I'll try, and I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna tell her until it's like right before I have to be there. And she.
So what does she reference of? Just is Chris the guy? I'm more interested.
No, she didn't even ask me if she was just like, she's like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, you can see it.
Okay. So you mentioned on your text before you were coming that there was other information that you thought of that was important again?
Yeah.
More info?
You let me get so sidetracked.
I'll look at this when you do that, and then
I'll show you where it is.
Yeah,
There's
show
so
me where it
much in here. Like, I will just say.
you guys talk a lot.
Oh, yeah. She is like not right here. So first,
Well, MK Babel. That's what
and
she
she doesn't
does.
ask me about him. She's saying he looks like her ex. That's when she first brings him up. She doesn't even mention me at that point. I don't even think she realizes it's the same guy. Like,
How can she
legitimately. I
not?
think this girl is so wrapped up in all the stuff that she's got going on right now that I don't think it's even processing. I mean, you can just tell by the way that she, like, talks. See, and she's all upset because I asked her to
Mm-hmm.
not talk to the media, and it happened to be the day that her dad died, and I'm sitting here trying to comfort her.
Is this your best friend?
Yes. This girl is like,
I just don't see her as the comforting type. Do y'all see her as the comforting type? Yeah. Yeah, he was not. He was rocking, and his. I swear, in that video, his eyes looked like they were dark, like solid dark, like he was just like checked out or something. Uh, he just looked wild in there. I just don't see her being a comforting friend. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
my whole world.
All right.
Um,
But you're not talking about children or your relationship with Chris or anything like that.
No, the only time I ever
Really?
mentioned him was like that one day.
Okay.
And I didn't even remember that I even had like said that to her.
What's her phone number?
720-425-7330.
So I'm not going to call her, but at some point you might want to talk to her, just so you know. I mean, sooner or later she's going to connect the dots, or you're going to tell her, right? If she's your best friend.
I'm not going to tell her. If she figures it out, she figures it out.
Okay. If we were going to talk to her, I'd let you know beforehand. Is that fair?
Yeah, just so I can give her a heads up. And she apologized to me, like, because she was being kind of crazy last night. She was.
So tell me about the new info that you remembered.
Okay.
Well, put babbling in other
See
words.
right here. Hold on. She says, look, man, I know you work at Anadarko. He did too. I know he murdered his wife and kids. I know he was a dog. I know you're my best friend. I know you have a good heart. I know that that guy needs to go to jail, and he will. I know you don't want publicity, and neither would I. I know that as a witness, if you say anything, it can cause a mistrial. I know you don't want that, neither do I. Fuck the media. I want my best friend here. I never fucking said anything to her about a trial.
Okay.
So,
But
see, look, she goes, I don't even care if you flirted with him or more. I know you had nothing to do with what happened, and I don't care if your job is having an open investigation. I'm not gonna ask you a single question, but my pops died and you're my best friend.
okay.
And I said, please stop talking about that. And she said, what do you want, house arrest? And she just keeps saying, my father died, what the fuck? She was not okay last night, and I was just trying to, like,
Understandable.
mitigate this. And I was like trying to calm her down. And I said, Charlotte, I'm trying so hard to be the best friend I can to you right now. I said, I want to talk to you about that case. I didn't say the case. I said that case. Like I wasn't even affiliated with it at all. And you need to respect that. I'm here for you regarding your dad. You know this. And then she's
But what's
freaking out and freaking
you
out.
guys never had a conversation except for this past text messages about Chris and his children.
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
That's fine.
I mean, because he wasn't really something that I like super wanted everybody to know about, and I shouldn't have even mentioned it when she brought up what she had like going on sexually with her fiance, and it happened. But at that
You
point,
guys are best friends. It's understandable.
yeah. See, and she keeps trying to talk about it. She says,
I think she probably did talk to her about it before. Maybe not on that phone or somewhere else. I think she's in person. I think she's talked about it with her before because she's asking way too much questions. Yeah, I don't see. And they don't have enough awesome, awareness or compassion for it. Yeah, yeah. Yep. We're fixing to stop here in just a
you're
minute.
not under investigation by the police. I don't care. Why can't you attend your so-called best friend's father's death? It doesn't make sense to me. And all I told her was stop.
And then
She
she
just,
told
like-
her dad.
Yeah, and she just is like freaking out. And finally, I just told her, getting mad at me isn't gonna bring your dad back. And that
Shut
is
her
when
off.
she chilled.
Okay.
Well, she kind of went on another rant, but it had nothing to do with Chris. And then she apologized to me this morning for being drunk and sad and angry after Dad died.
What other new information?
Okay, see, we got so much going on, I didn't even text it to myself because I can't.
She don't have nothing going on.
You
She's just
want to make sure before you leave, you see Hazel. You need to get some help.
I know, I've been asking.
okay. 23. She needs some help. You're right. She does need help, but you're not gonna give her 2 or 3 like little. What are you gonna give her? 2 or 3 sessions, and that's gonna make it all better? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. So we will pick up probably, if not before, we'll pick up Wednesday night with her. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%. Tomorrow night, if everything goes as planned, we're going to do some haunted stuff. We are going to go and we're going to talk about the rake. I think we're going to talk about the rake. If not, we're going to find something cool to talk about, some haunted stuff. I've got a couple things I thought about talking about, so come over to the looking glass and we will talk about the rake. I've got a video I'm going to put up. If I don't get it up tonight, it'll be up tomorrow. It is on Lynette Hooker, the lady that went overboard. I got her video done. I got it done a couple of days ago, actually about 3 days ago. So I'm going to put it up. I've been wanting to get that done, and I was finally able to do that. So I will be putting, if not tonight, I'll be putting it up tomorrow over on the looking glass. So we're going to do some haunted stuff tomorrow evening on the looking glass. So come one, come all if you want to join. And then next time on here, we'll look at Jezebel and her irritating interrogation. And I'm going to look through my videos because I'm pretty sure I have the video on there of just a quick clip video of in the garage where he bends down and picks her up. I'm pretty sure I got that. I just got to look through my stuff. Oh, and I also wanted to say too before we got off here, I did a video on Noel Rodriguez Alvarez, and he was found. They did find him in his backyard. They dug it up a second time. Because the first time the cadaver dog was there, the cadaver dog hit, but I don't know why they didn't dig. But they went back. They did dig, and he was found. The remains were identified as his. I do have that in my post, and both of my channels, I posted the news links talking about Noel. But on the looking glass, I went and in the post I uploaded, or I put the link there for his video if you've never seen it. If you've never seen Noel's video that I done on him, I put it in the post in a link, and it's in a playlist with Sebastian Rogers. So you'll see Sebastian and then you'll see Noel, and they're in the same playlist. So I also put that in my post. I'm pretty sure I done his video a couple of years. It was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember how long he'd been missing when I done it. So I just linked it in there if anybody wants to watch it. So, but I'm glad he was found. I'm glad they can put him to rest properly now. Um, she's not fit to stand trial right now, they said. Um, she says she doesn't remember burying him. I guess you could be so traumatized you wouldn't remember it. I don't know. I don't know how. But um, yeah, she is right now. She is declared not fit, but the DA felt like that that she would become fit and that they would put her on trial, and they are going to charge her with capital murder as of now. So as of now, so that is good. I'm glad he was found. I can pray and hope that Summer will be found. I can pray and hope that Sebastian will be found. We've got so many out there that are missing that have not been found, but there's hope. We can always have hope for the ones that are missing and that they will be found. So that's what I do every day is pray and hope for that. So thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. Sorry it's been a little bit, but I've been quite busy. But we're going to roll with whatever we have when we have it, right? So thank y'all. Have a lovely, lovely night. Have a great day tomorrow. I will see y'all tomorrow evening. Yes, prayers for the missing to be found. Absolutely. We will talk haunted things. We will talk haunted things and maybe some spooky stories or we'll just maybe we just won't plan. Maybe tonight we just won't plan what it'll be. We will just see what happens when the time comes. But we are going to talk haunted stuff for sure. So be there, and we'll try not to scare um, too many people in chat. I know Ronnie gets scared, so we'll try not we'll try not to have something that scares Ronnie. If you're listening in the bushes, Ronnie, I'll try not to scare you tomorrow night. Or anybody else in the bushes that may be listening, or anybody else that listens later. I will try not to scare you tomorrow night. I will try. Absolutely will try. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all are always here. You always support me, and I appreciate it. Maybe one day I'll get monetized. I don't know. It's not looking too good, but but we can always pray for that too. I know, right? We'll try not to scare too many people tomorrow night. We'll try not to scare too many people. They'll be more hiding in the bushes. They'll be running down the road, getting away from us, right? But I love y'all, and I do appreciate y'all's support. Thank you for being here. You're here with me all the time, and I appreciate y'all. Um, and more than y'all know, I'm glad you're here. So please have a wonderful evening. I love y'all. Stay warm, stay safe, stay cool, stay happy, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Good night. Love y'all.